Good morning, friends. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I keep getting asked a lot about, and that is how do you pick the right kind of product material to use on your well and septic system? And I think that it's a very complicated question that has a lot of complicated answers, and it really kind of depends on a little bit of personal preference. Let's dive into it. So, first thing we want to figure out is what are we trying to fix, right? Is it a pipe? Is it a piece of concrete? Is it a metal tank? Once we figure out what it is we're trying to fix, the first way that I like to go about dealing with this, even if it's something beyond my normal scope of work, let's just say that I'm doing a deck remodel at my house, right? First thing I want to look up is what kind of reviews does this product have, right? You want to make sure that you're buying a product or you're looking at purchasing a product that's been tested, right? It kind of makes sense that you want to have something that somebody else has looked at, reviewed, and told you, is it good or bad? If you go to Home Depot and you see that this is a 2-star product, if other people are saying that it's not really working, the odds of it working for you and not them is probably pretty low, right? Now, it really comes down to you got to make sure that you're looking at products that have a couple hundred or a couple thousand reviews. You can't really go off of products that only have, between 1 and 10 reviews, because those reviews aren't going to really tell you if that's a problem that's just happens to be with those 10 people or if it's a bigger issue that happens regularly, right? So when you're trying to figure this out, first thing you want to go is just do a quick Google search, right? Whether it be Amazon, Home Depot, or whatever, that's usually going to be one of your first things that shows up. You can go ahead and click the review option. I like to look at the negative reviews first, right? And the reason I want to look at the negative reviews first is I want to see, is this user error, right? For the deck issue, I'm in the middle of refinishing my outside deck right now, and I was looking up different staining materials. Well, it seems like a lot of people didn't read the product, and when they left reviews for the certain product that I was looking for, I wanted a clear, transparent stain. Well, some people were saying that, oh, this stain's got color added to it. Yeah, the product that they had left that review on had color. The type of application also really matters. If you see a lot of reviews that say, oh, I installed it in the middle of July, or I put the stain on in the middle of July, it was 100 degrees out, and it's got warped and it's peeling and it doesn't look good. Well, yeah, the product says you can't install it on anything more than 70 degrees. So if you're going to go off the reviews, I always start with the negative so I can weed out the stupid reviews. The more important reviews you want to look at are the people who said, I followed the directions, did everything correct, this is what it looked like. Or, I've had it on my deck, or I've had it on whatever it is for the last 3 years, and this is what it looks like now. To me, those are far more valuable reviews. And the reason why is it tells you, could this product stand the test of time? And if it can't, to me, it's not worth getting. I'm not a big fan of buying the cheap tool or the cheap product because most of the times they don't last very long. Now, if it's an application to where I don't really care how long it lasts, I just need it to fit for a while, like a temporary thing, sure, that'll work just fine. So you always want to start with the reviews. So if you're looking for a new pressure tank, or if you're looking for a new type of riser lid or something to add a riser to your tank, look up the reviews, see what people have said, see how people are reacting to it, and then go from there. The next one that you're going to want to look for is what kind of warranty does this product have, right? So if we're thinking about pressure tanks, most pressure tank manufacturers are going to offer some kind of manufacturer warranty for the tank build itself. In our area, most installers are required, as far as I'm aware, every installer is required to offer 12-month warranty for parts and labor on the install, right? But if the manufacturer says, my product is only good for 1 year, that means that manufacturer thinks that product will only last 1 year. If you have a couple other products that might say they have a 5 or 7 year warranty, well, that means that they think that their product is going to last 5 to 7 years. Most of the well tanks in our area will last significantly longer than that, but it's always good to see what does the manufacturer think their system's going to do, and then go from there. My opinion is to go for the highest, longest warranty you can get that covers the most things. For perspective, I just recently redid my furnace, right? Well, that furnace came with a 1-year warranty, but we were able to get an extra year on because there was a slight defect in the manufacturing. Super simple. You just ask the question, and a lot of times they'll say yes, right? The next one I like to look at is, what is the prospective lifespan of that system? And what is the cost of dollars per year that system's going to be in place? If I know that the cheap pressure tank will last 5 to 10 years, and I know that the more expensive one will last 20 years, well, how much more expensive is the expensive one? Because does it make the cost actually make sense, right? If it's $1,000 for the cheap one and you get 10 years, and it's $2,000 for the expensive one and it gets 20 years, does it really make that much of a difference? No. But if it's $1,000 for the cheap one and it's $1,200 for the 20-year one, well, now it's starting to make a lot more sense and make it more reasonable to want to go for the more premium product with the higher warranty. If you're going to be kind of costing it out, you also want to look not just at the product cost, but at the installation cost. Everybody's going to charge a little bit different, right? But let's just, for easy numbers, it almost always ends up being that you're going to pay double or triple whatever the product costs, right? And it's just kind of an easy, rough way to do your math. If you end up doing it that way, well, it's not too bad. But if maybe somebody's charging, I don't know who does, but maybe they do. Let's just say they charge $300 an hour for plumbing, right? That'd be really crazy expensive, but it could also make it to where maybe that premium product's not going to be worth it if you're paying that much, right? The next one you want to think about is aesthetic. If you're purchasing a product, right, they all come in a variety of colors and shapes and stuff. You got to think about, what does it look like? I am of the mindset I prefer the stainless T fittings and stainless plumbing materials. I also like the Well-X-Trol color, right? I think it looks nice. I think it looks good. Could you use brass? Sure. Will it tarnish? Oh yeah. It's not going to be as shiny on year 3 as it is on day 1, right? In my opinion, stainless kind of looks nice and shiny no matter what you do with it, and it'll last for quite a while longer. It is a little bit more expensive, but not by that much. So you want to think about the aesthetic. Does it look good? Does it fit whatever you're trying to go for in that area? It's not as pertinent for the well world because most of the stuff that we do is going to be in a utility room or under the house or in a well pit. But the septic, right? Septic systems, you're going to have cleanouts. You're going to have risers. Do you want a giant concrete riser? Do you want a plastic riser? What shade of plastic riser do you want? That's usually where more of the aesthetics play into factor, is when you're trying to figure out what color you want in your yard, because that's going to be far more visible. You'll see it either driving up to your house, sitting in the backyard, or just hanging out with your friends or family. So it's a lot more common for people to want to try and get picky on the colors when it comes to their septic systems. In all, it's very important to make sure that whenever you're looking at getting a new product or a new utility installed in your house, it's very important that you think about what does that product look like? How does it act? What are the benefits of it? In my opinion, having the highest warranty you can get is worth every penny, as long as it makes sense for the cost per year of warranty, right? If you're stuck with this, ask a local contractor what they recommend. Or what I used to do, and what I still do for stuff around my house, I call the supply houses and say, hey, I'm looking to get something installed in my house. What's the most popular product? Now, not saying that the most popular thing is the best thing, but it wouldn't be the most popular if everybody was, or it would not be a good thing if everybody was using it and it wasn't working, but it wouldn't be popular if it sucked. So because of the popularity of that product, people are going to be using it. That means that it's been tested, people like it, it's cost effective. That's why we usually will only go with Well-X-Trol or Baron, right? They're both owned by Amtrol. They're solid products. But some of our other competitors, they'll use Well-Right, perfectly fine. You could even use the Home Depot stuff, perfectly fine. You just got to do the cost benefit analysis of yourself, right? If you think that it's worth you doing, go for it. If you don't think it's worth doing, Go for the more premium one. Go for the more expensive one. My opinion is always get a couple different quotes whenever it comes to any project on your house, right? Everybody's got a different price. Everybody's got a different overhead. Everybody's got a different margin line. So just because one guy's expensive doesn't mean he does great work. Just because one guy's cheap doesn't mean he does bad work. Always shop around. Always see what you can find. I hope that this provided a little bit of extra clarification for anybody trying to think about, well, what product should I buy? What process should I take? How do I go about finding these products? My goal here is to help bring everybody on the same page. Teach people who may not have experienced home ownership before or living on the well and septic world, right? If you appreciate content like this, or if you enjoy the stuff that I think or I talk about and you think I bring value, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Send me some comments. Tell me what you want me to talk about. I don't mind. I get to all the comments as fast as I can. Till next time, guys.